Hi, this is Manoj Bajpayee.
Hi, I'm Konkona and we are with Grazia today.
What drew us to this script is Abhishek Chaubey first,
Right.
and then they, Abhishek and the writers team, they kept on sending us episodes, one episodes after another. It's quirky, it's dark, it's humorous, it's thrilling.
When I was reading the scripts, every time, because sometimes I would read episode 3 and I've not yet read episode 4, or I would read episode 4 and I'm just waiting for episode 5, I would message Abhishek saying, mad. It's mad. Where can you take it from here?
But sometimes, for me, it was also getting confusing. What's happening? Well, okay, so you again go back to the first one and try to refresh, and then come back to the second or third one just to find answers for certain things. Yeah.
That's true. And, not just our track one. See, when you watch it, it's not at all confusing. But I think when you're only reading it, you're also trying to keep track of, say, Swati and Umesh's track.
Right.
But then you also have to kind of keep track of the investigation, the cops, these bumbling cops who eventually get somewhere, but who are making many turns along the way, many wrong turns along the way. How much do they know? So we have done till this much. The cops only know this much. So therefore we will have to accordingly act this much. Oh, but now we are only in episode 3. Or now we are in episode 5, so how much do the cops know? So keeping all that, it's very easy when you're watching it. But I think keeping that in mind while shooting.
No, when you are reading it, you have to have all the clarity so that you can really perform with that much of clarity in your mind. Otherwise, what happens that you start acting for the seventh episode, which we didn't want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Definitely Umesh would be the one to give everything away.
Umesh is an idiot. He's such an idiot.
But luckily Swati is not. Swati is always like reining him in. No, don't go there. Arey, come here, do this.
And he's very emotional and sensitive, Umesh. And also for that reason, he does few faux pas and a few slip-outs, which becomes quite a headache for Swati to cover it up, right?
Yeah, but he's so sweet. I think Swati also once must have been sensitive, but life has hardened her.
Yes, I know. Even Prabhakar was very sensitive.
When he...
to his acidity.
Perfect crime thriller, I would say tension.
Yeah.
Tension, suspense. That's definitely
That's
one.
two.
Or is that 2? That's 2. Great. We're done. Just say one more.
And one more is like Hitchcock says that set it up, but don't let them know. So that kind of, it's all about setup, I would say.
And how much you reveal when.
How much you reveal when.
Because the character is very well fleshed out and the way it's written, not that there's a very detailed backstory or history. I did discuss the backstory with Abhishek and got a sense of what he wants. He didn't want to place Swati very specifically within a context. She should be a little unknowable, I think, a little inscrutable, like a little murky, like what exactly is her past. I think he didn't want to get into it so much. But also that I try to relate to Swati. I do that with most of my characters. I found initially the premise of Swati's character quite relatable because she is somebody who has worked. She has, she's quite an aspirational kind of character. She's climbed up the social ladder. She has had her children. She's made her household. She's lived the householder life. She's had her child and everything. Now she's in her 40s and she wants to do something for herself. This is something I feel personally many women will be able to relate to. But honestly, patriarchy is coming in the way continuously. And so she has this one dream from the beginning to the end of opening her restaurant, whether she's a good cook or not. And she's letting nothing come in the way. Many things are going wrong. There are many things happening, but she steadfastly clings to her original ambitious plan of having her own restaurant. And she sees it through till the end. So I actually could relate to that part, that she wanting to do something for herself. and now her time has come is how she feels. That part I could relate to. After that, it's just she's on the ball. She's just trying to deal. She's just trying to survive all the obstacles which come her way.
Actually, I took a different turn with this one in terms of preparation. It's a 400 pages first of all, so we started reading one episode at a time because whenever it was getting complete, they were sending it to us, to me and to Coco, and by the time second episode comes, I mean, you go through it, 2-3 times before it really arrives, the second one. So, and then once we started preparing for our D-Day, for the workshop, for the reading sessions, I made it sure that I go through it again and at least flip through and take few notes here and there, and because they were playing 2-3 characters in this series, you really can't afford to get into the skin of the character, of one character. And if you really focus on one character, what are you going to do with the another one? So it's better to really think about both of them and remember the backstory. Remember the notes that you have taken down. Remember your conversation that you had with the director. And when Abhishek and I decided that we are going to go on the set and explore as it comes, because that's the only way we could go about it. It was very, very tedious. It was, I wouldn't say difficult, but it was tedious to find the right pitch for every scene of Umesh or Pramesh or Prabhakar. It was a day full of work. There was no empty mental space any time when we were doing this. But here the walk, all the walks have to be different, and even the third one, which you haven't seen, nobody has seen, all the media people were only given 3 episodes. The third one is something which became enjoyable later on, but the initial, initially it was difficult to really find that
sur.
Catch that sur. Once you get used to it, then you start having fun. Then you start the whole experimentation become really enjoyable.
So Pramesh, what you're saying is that Prabhakar and Umesh, and the third one is what we call Pramesh, which is Umesh trying to be Prabhakar, which is the bulk of the show.
What is the bulk of the show? But once Umesh is set and Prabhakar is set, then you have to, you have to play with those. Then you start playing with their
elements Prabhakar, elements
external and internal. So initially it was tedious, but as we progressed, it started becoming.
Also, we were doing it for so long.
For so long, yeah, for so long. Actually, if you look at it, she doesn't.
She doesn't. I mean, I don't know if we should give this away, but it's not like.
Yeah, it's mistake.
No. But they had told us we can say what we want freely.
Yeah.
So let's just go with it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right. What he's saying is that she personally is not actually murdering people or shooting people, personally.
Yeah.
But whatever she wants kind of happens. It may not happen immediately. If she needs somebody dead, that person dies, even if she has not pulled the trigger. It's amazing. And there are, because of the comedy, because of the slightly supernatural, hyperreal, whatever element that there is to this, these things really do come out. And I work intuitively, instinctively. It's not like I ever plan a performance, but it was just that relating to Swati like that. Like, she is a very capable person. She is a capable woman. She is a practical woman. She can take charge of things. She is used to dealing with things. She manages. She's a survivor. You can use that for anything. Whether she's handling a crisis domestically, whether she's handling a crisis where, people are being kidnapped or people are dying or whatever it is, she's used to handling crises. I think many women are. It's just that here we've pushed it a little where there's, also murder involved.
We used to make dark comedies, time and again, but yes, you're right that it has never been so frequent. But also, with the advent of OTT in this country, it has been giving a lot of freedom to all the directors and the new directors to make what they what they always wanted to do. I mean, this is where the directors keep surprising, or the writers keep coming up with new ideas of doing things. And I also hope that with Soup, there will be many more writers and directors really trying their hands, in dark comedy, and which is such an amazing genre itself. I mean, Fargo is, I wouldn't say one of the best series of mine. Fargo is right here for me, the way it is made. And we need Coen brothers, and Abhishek Chaubey is our Coen brothers.
True, that is true. Andhadhun, for example, has done it so well.
So well.
I think perhaps maybe, like I've also not, like my film viewing is not as extensive as Manoj and many people's, but I think the dark comedy, maybe there had been some cases, there's not been a lot of it.
Yeah.
Perhaps because, people are also, you have to spend so much money to make something that you don't want to do something which is very different, or for which you don't have the precedent of it working, So nowadays, with little successes like with Andhadhun and probably few others, and Abhishek is also somebody who takes, who has the confidence and the talent to pull it off. So in that sense, he's really pulled it off very well here. It's a beautiful genre because, you have so many different elements of thriller and crime and dark humor.
Right.
It's one of my favorite, because it requires a lot of style also, which he can pull off. Not everybody can.
Metaphor, that's a difficult one. Our Soup has all the elements. So even this series, you really can't put it in one genre. It is actually, genre hopping, I would say, all the time, no? So sometimes it becomes quite romantic.
And poignant moments, romantic moments.
Yes.
That's true. Tender moments are also there.
So and Soup has that kind of a taste, or those kind of ingredients to make it very attractive, flavorful, but at times it's very smooth.
Yeah.
And it's healthy.
It's good for you.
Good for you.
I think in some ways, like I'm able, I don't know if I'm able to look at it in a very macro way.
Right.
At the whole series, also because I've just watched it once, the whole series. I am able to look at it, at least till now, through Swati's eyes. So I might be a little biased towards Swati. But I think that, you can see it as a metaphor for what this woman wants to achieve. Like this is a woman in her 40s. This is a woman who has, done with the domestic area of her life. She wants to achieve something for herself. Now, in this case, she wants to open a restaurant. And she's therefore making this killer soup. But it becomes about, trying to hold on to your dreams even when it is so difficult and so many obstacles come in life. We have made it in this show, they have made it like a little, because of comedy, because of crime, because of thriller element, it's got some things which are quite out of the ordinary. It may not happen, to everybody's lives. But everybody is dealing, with obstacles coming in the way of what they want to achieve. So maybe you can look at it as a metaphor like that.
Soup is all about women empowerment. Women become, they are chasing their dreams. Prabhakars and Umesh die.
Prabhakars have been getting in the way for so long. That's why it's been difficult.